Hey guys, welcome to Fast Talks. Today we have our guest, Danielle, and she's here to talk with us about inventory and wholesales. Hey Danielle, thank you so much for being on this. I'm super happy and just glad that you're here.
Of course. Thanks for having me.
Yeah, so tell us more about what you do in your business.
So I had a women's boutique that I ran for just about 5 years. Started online and then went to a brick and mortar for just about 2.5 years. And now I have a service-based business that I've just started.
That's so cool. Yeah, I love everything that you do, and I love all your boutique stuff. It's so inspiring and it's really cool to see. And I'm just
Thank you.
so glad you're so successful. It's really amazing. So let's get into the question. So my first question
Sure.
is, do you have a wholesale license?
Yeah, so it's a when you start a business that you are going to be selling products that you are purchasing from another manufacturer distributor, you need a reseller permit, which is another way of saying a wholesaler license. And
Yeah.
that's different than having a business license.
Okay. So what is a wholesale license?
So the wholesale license or reseller permit is something that you have to have. You sign up depending on your state, but you'll go and you'll sign up for it, and that allows you to go to manufacturers, distributors, purchase from them, and then resell that item. So if you have online, if you're in a brick and mortar, if you're going to pop-up markets, you need to have that reseller permit.
Okay. What is the purpose for one?
So the purpose for that, it's a legal government number really, and it's attached to your business, and so it's where that law comes in whenever you are saying what you're purchasing and what you're going to resell, because you do have taxes, you do have sales tax. They need to know that you're doing this above board. And you also can't purchase from wholesalers without the reseller permit. So if you were to go to downtown LA to go to the fashion district, you can't go and meet with anyone unless you have that reseller permit. If you're going to go and purchase items in bulk and like blanks and put things on them, you can probably skirt around it, but it's best to have that reseller permit because you want to make sure that you're covered anywhere with the legality.
Yeah. So what's the whole process to wholesale licensing?
It's super easy. You just go onto, you can go on the IRS website to find to get your EIN. You can go there to get your reseller permit. You can get your business license and you just sign up. It's all free. You do have to keep that updated though. But yeah, you can go on. It's super easy. You just type in your information where your business, what the address is, what the name of it is, your contact information, and then it's all done, and then it mails it to you and you have this little piece of paper, and that reseller permit number will stay with you for your whole business. So even if you don't have a business license, which you don't have to have, but it is a good idea, but you'll have that reseller permit until you decide to dissolve your business, and then you won't have that any longer. But as long as you keep going, you got it.
Yeah, so how do you become someone who has a good inventory?
Oh, sorry, you were breaking up a little bit. What was that question?
How do you become someone who has a good supply line?
So it depends on what you're selling. I don't think that there's necessarily a way to decide whether someone's good or not good with that, but something that I found really important was going to, if you're going to, let's say, go to visit either your wholesalers in the fashion district, or if you're going to go meet with designer lines, um, and meet with those reps, whoever they are, developing a relationship with them, because it's good to test out different vendors. It's good to see the product in person and see the hand, see how it looks, how it fits, all that sort of thing. But when you develop a good relationship with the reps for these companies, that's really helpful for you going forward to make sure that you're getting the best product that you're looking for. But again, I don't think that there's a good or a bad. I think it's more just you sticking with what your values are for your business and who your target customer is, and making sure that you're continuing to bring pieces in for that target customer and not just pulling pieces just because you think they're pretty or you like them, because that
Yeah.
may not be your target customer.
Yeah. So how do you find the right items that will suit your brand?
That is a lot of trial and error. I personally, again, think if you have wherever you live, if you can get to a trade show, or if you live near LA and you can get to downtown LA, where most of the wholesalers have stores that people from across the country and the world will purchase their items from. But if you are lucky enough to go there, that is the best way to do that. You want to see that piece in person. There's a lot of different marketplaces that have an online presence, and they're great to get ideas. If you have the ability to go do it in person, it's the best, because you don't know what that piece really feels like. And if you see it on a hanger and you can kind of feel it, touch it, maybe you can put it on, is a lot easier than having it shipped to you, paying those shipping costs, and then getting pieces that just aren't what you need.
Yeah. So should you stick with the same suppliers yearly and continue making good connections, or constantly switch your suppliers?
So I think there's a little bit, I would say it would be probably an 80-20. I would say 80% you want to stick with those manufacturers that you've been working with, whether you are doing the designs and working with the manufacturers directly or working with the distributors. And then that 20% you want to play with, because there's a lot of times you need to pivot. Your customer base might be growing and you need to either, if it's expanding, you need to bring more product in, or maybe that customer that you have has continued to stay with you, but they're starting to age. So you need to get that product that's going to be more for that. If you had, 20 to 25, that's your target. If they're getting to 25, 30, you might need to get some new pieces. And you can stay, I want to say, stay with that 80%, but then you want to play with that little 20%, because there's fun trends and things that come in, things you want to try, and you never know unless you do. But otherwise, I would say it's not the best idea to constantly bring new vendors in that you haven't vetted, because your customer base is going to get confused.
Yeah. Where do you find good suppliers that are near you or near your area?
The fashion district, I can't say enough, it's amazing. It's a really amazing space to go to. Have you gotten to go?
Mm-mm, not yet.
Okay, when you get to go, it's great. It's really fun. It was my favorite part of having the store, was going and seeing my vendors, and then just going into new stores and seeing what do they have, what do they have to offer, what their product line is. But it's so much fun. It's a really cool, very neat experience. There's also markets, which are the designer line. So you can go to the California Mart, the New Mart. If you go to Vegas for the magic shows, or New York, and they have a few others now, but those are the best places. That's where you're going to find, like I said, you can find them on the like Fashion Go marketplaces, Fair, you can find them online. But going in person, it's a really neat experience. And I think it's something that when you have a product that you're selling, that you're purchasing, is the best way to do it.
Yeah. So what are the top things that you need as a wholesaler?
Um, as a wholesaler, in the sense of products, that type of thing.
Yes.
So you'll need your reseller permit. You don't need a business license. I suggest getting one. It is free to apply for it, and it costs maybe $25 to renew it in California every year.
Yeah.
It's a really great way to separate your personal from your business. So you need those two things. And then you just need a platform, whatever that is, whether it's you're going to start a website, whether you're going to sell via social media, whether you're going to sell at pop-ups, whether you're going to sell brick and mortar. And I guess a fourth thing would be the actual product. So whatever that would be. But those are the things to get started. You want obviously your business plan to really get everything set, but at its core, you get those kind of things going, and then you set your business plan and you decide how you're going to market and all that sort of thing. But those are some really great starting points.
Yeah. So where's the best places to sell?
I think that truly depends on the person and the product. There are online, like e-commerce only businesses that are multi-million dollar companies. They've really invested in their marketing and they have that ability to do that. And a lot of them that are very successful did start a while ago, but it doesn't mean that you can't now. Right now, things are a little bit different than they used to be. So I say now is the time to try all the different platforms that you can and see kind of what works. And then once you find the one that works where your clientele is where you invest the marketing to really grow it. But I think e-commerce is still amazing and it's not going to go away. Brick and mortar is a little tougher now. So I would say now is e-commerce, anything with social media, um, really getting your digital marketing set. And then pop-ups are still, I know they've been up and down, but they're still a really fun experience. And I think it's a really great thing to find the right ones to go to. And then you get to meet people in person. So
Yeah.
those are always really fun. Yeah.
Yeah. So where do you know where the most popular inventory area is around California?
To purchase inventory,
Yeah.
it would be the fashion district. Yeah, there's nothing that there aren't other places like that. That's where, I mean, people fly from different countries to come
Wow.
to downtown LA. It's where that has been born. There are still designer marts in different cities. So New York has a lot. There are some in San Francisco. You can still find some places, but the fashion district in downtown LA, that is the number one. I mean, I there are people I've met from different cities, different states, who come to this. If you can't do that, the next, I'd say the biggest event is Magic. So that's where, because all the vendors come together in one space,
Mhm.
and vendors who are all over, that's actually probably number one. And then Fashion District, I would say, is number two. But Magic, because they have, I think, Nashville now, they've got something in, I think, Dallas and in Atlanta. There's so many cities that is like, it's massive. Have you been to that?
No, I really wanted to go. I've been looking into a lot of like suggestions like that, and I'm just like trying to save money so I could pay for it
Yeah.
myself and go. I'm like,
I love that. I think that's amazing. And the day whenever you get to go is going to be awesome. There's the one that's in Vegas is going to be the closest to you. The February it's February and August, so you can look and see what would work best for you. But there's other fun cities if you get a chance to go to any of those. But those are there are smaller ones too. You can definitely look into some other smaller ones that are around like LA and Orange County. But that's a really great goal to go to one of those.
yeah. Thank you so much. I've learned so many things. I'm like mentally taking notes.
Yeah, you got to write all these
I
things
know.
down.
I'm
There's
like
it's
gonna rewatch this and be like, okay, that check.
it's it just we I mean, like I said before, but it is just a learning curve. It's you there is a lot that you have to pivot, and if you see that something isn't working, it doesn't mean that that was a bad idea or that you didn't do well here. It's just you have to pivot in business, otherwise it isn't going to work. And that's
Yeah.
a better way to look at it and see, who do I want to target, what is missing here, and how can I fill that and provide something for these people, and then I can really grow that and market that and get to that success level that you're looking for.
Yeah. Thank you so much for being on this podcast. I really
Of
appreciate it.
course. Yes, thank you so much. I really liked it.
Thank you. I like learned a lot and I'm super excited to publish it and show everybody.